Yeah, so Greenberg, which is the new movie by Noah Baumbach. Now, you remember when Noah and the... I mentioned this for when Noah and the Whale came on the show, and Charlie Fink was here because they'd made a film...
With his hurdy-gurdy.
With his hurdy... No, yeah, they didn't have the hurdy-gurdy with them at that point. Maybe it was a Mellotron that they had, not a hurdy-gurdy. I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, and I said, well, you clearly named yourself after Noah Baumbach's film, The Squid and the Whale. And he said, yes. And I said, shame, such a rotten film. I see, I've never been a huge fan of Noah Baumbach because he's one of those people that basically makes movies about uptight, intellectual, dysfunctional rich people complaining about their lives and moaning and whinging and having a bad time and doing it in a kind of intellectual way. Well, so no big change here. The story here with Greenberg is it's Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller is the disaffected, dysfunctional, disillusioned, blah-de-blah-de-blah, insert all those adjectives, who's just recovering from a nervous breakdown, who goes to stay in his brother's house in LA, where he is set upon doing nothing other than, it turns out, being actually oddly unpleasant to the house help. Here's a clip.
I'm impressed by you.
In what way?
I don't know. I mean, you seem really fine doing nothing. It's like you don't feel all the pressure to be successful. I mean, by other people's standards.
I almost had a record deal when I got out of college. I haven't done nothing.
Cool.
I want to be doing nothing. I'm doing nothing deliberately.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know that I could do nothing and be that cool with everything.
Do you want to spend time with those people? See, here's the problem. It's not that I don't think there's a certain... There's something vaguely admirable about managing to create characters who are so unlikable and so self-centered and so narcissistic as the Roger Greenberg character played by Ben Stiller. I mean, I believed in the character enough to really not care. That's the point. I mean, I genuinely believe that the character he was playing was all those things, and I genuinely believe that I didn't care about him. Essentially what happens is he noodles and poodles and messes around and writes complaining letters to people, and then sort of falls into an affair with Florence, played by Greta Gerwig, who is really, really good, really has a real kind of... you totally believe her character. She seems genuinely authentic, and, there's nothing mannered about her performance whatsoever. And the fact that you like her so much means the fact that the Greenberg character is so rotten to her is really annoying. And the fact that she actually likes the Greenberg character is even more annoying. And I just sit there in this increasing state of irritation, which is, I don't care what happens to this guy, and in order for the film to work, I have to have some emotional investment in him. And Rhys Ifans comes along playing his best friend. Actually, Rhys Ifans has the best part in the film, in it, that he was the friend of Greenberg's before he was let down by the fact that Greenberg, they were on the brink of a record contract. It never happened because Greenberg pulled away from it. It didn't happen. And Rhys Ifans' character says a lovely thing towards the very end of the film. He says, why don't you ever ask me about how my kid's doing? It's all to do with you. It's all to do with... And that's exactly it. And it's an authentic portrayal of somebody about whom it is all to do with them. But I just don't understand why you'd want to spend time in his company. And I suspect that Noah Baumbach actually likes the Greenberg character much more than the film would perhaps suggest. And in the end, we are supposed to be charmed by his quirkiness and charmed by his noodling around and charmed by his strange awkwardness and charmed by the fact that he's really difficult. And I'm not charmed by any of this. You're a difficult, self-centered, snot-nosed, intellectual, overprivileged nitwit. Get a job!